What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Thursday, April 7th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Merle Haggard, who overcame a youth of deprivation and imprisonment to become one of the enduring figures in hardcore country music, died Wednesday on his 79th birthday. The singer underwent surgery for lung cancer in 2008 and had been hospitalized for various ailments over the past few years, most notably for pneumonia, which forced several concert postponements and cancellations in 2015 and this year. He died at his home in Northern California, his agent said. Haggard was born April 6, 1937 in Oildale, California, outside Bakersfield. His family had emigrated 3 years earlier from the Oklahoma Dust Bowl. The Haggards lived in a converted boxcar, and Merle's father died when he was 9 years old. As a teenager, Haggard became a delinquent and petty criminal. He hadn't turned 20 when he was sentenced to a 3-year stretch in San Quentin on a burglary conviction. While in prison, he witnessed a performance by Johnny Cash, an event he later characterized as life-changing. Released in 1960, Haggard, who had fallen under the spell of the hard-hitting 1950s honky-tonk country star Lefty Frizzell, began playing clubs in the Bakersfield area. Also incubated for nascent country star Buck Owens. He joined singer Wynn Stewart's band and with his own group The Strangers began recording for Tally Records, an independent label run by his manager Fuzzy Owen. Haggard's first hit single, a cover of Stewart's Sing a Sad Song, in 1964 became a top 20 country hit in 1963. A top 10 smash, My Friends Are Gonna Be Strangers, followed in 1965. At that point, Capitol Records, then one of the biggest country hit machines, acquired Haggard's Tally contract. The singer-songwriter's tenure at Capitol produced a string of classic recordings featuring his baritone voice and keenly observed songs. Some, like the Ballroom Odes, Swinging Doors, and The Bottle Let Me Down, were in the classic honky-tonk mold. Others, such as Branded Man, Sing Me Back Home, and Mama Try, were inspired by his days in the pen. Haggard lodged 8 number-one singles from 1966 to 1969 alone. One of these, Ogies from Muskogee, became a touchstone for debate at the height of the Vietnam War era. Proclaiming we don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee and extolling the virtues of a place where even squares can have a ball, Haggard ran afoul of the left. He responded to the Rebokes with another single, The Fighting Side of Me, that rose to the top of the country charts in 1970. In the late 60s and early 70s, Haggard saluted his influences on a string of albums that included the Jimmy Rogers tribute Same Train, Different Time in 1969, the Bob Wills Homage, a tribute to the best damn fiddle player in the world, 1970, and I Love Dixie Blues, so I recorded live in New Orleans in 1973, which tipped the hat to the eccentric minstrel performer Emmett Miller. Records delineated the confluence of early country, jazz, western swing into his own music. Haggard's run of number-one country hits, which include such indelible numbers as the tendered If We Make It Through December and The Reflective The Roots of My Raising, continued through the late 70s when he moved from Capitol to MCA. Though the stream of hits slowed, he gained his stride again at the turn of the decade. He released a powerful and introspective album, Serving 180 Proof in 1979, and Clint Eastwood cast him and featured him, his memorable Misery and Gin, in his 1980 feature Bronco Billy. In 1981, Haggard shifted labels again to Epic Records. He enjoyed several number-one hits in his own right there, including Going Where the Lonely Go, You Take Me for Granted, That's the Way Love Goes, Someday When Things Are Good, and Let's Chase Each Other Around the Room. He also cut chart-topping duets with peers and label mates George Jones with Yesterday's Wine in 1982 and Willie Nelson with Pancho and Lefty in 1983. The night has proved to be largely foul for Haggard, who had a frustrating stint at Curb Records. In 1994, he was fiat by performers of the burgeoning alternative country movement on the tribute album Tulare Dust, as well on the Arista disc Mama's Hungry Eyes, which contained Haggard classics performed by artists such as Alan Jackson, Vince Gill, and Pam Tillis. The year cultivated with his induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame. As the decade progressed, growing interest in country elders like Cash set the stage for another revival of his career. In 2000, Haggard signed a deal with Anti-Records, a new imprint aimed at older listeners launched by Los Angeles punk label Epitaph Records. His anti-bow, If I Could Only Fly, cut like his other latter-date projects at the studio at his California ranch near Lake Shasta renewed his reputation and brought his music to a previously untapped audience. He followed with Roots Volume 1, a tribute to such country precursors as Frizzell, Hank Williams, and Hank Thompson. After garnering considerable coverage in 2003 with That's the News, his sharply critical song about media coverage of the Iraq War, Hager found his own independent label, Hag Records, distributed by Nashville-based Compendia Music. An album Hager like never before followed. He would then return to Capitol in 2004-2005 for a pair of standard albums, Unforgettable and Chicago Wind. Celebrated as a Kennedy Center Honors recipient in 2010, his most recent solo studio album was 2011's Working in Tennessee, released on Vanguard. Hager teamed with Nelson in 2015 for the Sony Legacy release Yango and Jimmy, which topped the country album charts, also peaking at number 7 on the Billboard 200 albums charts, his highest ranking ever on the overall listing. His 38 chart toppers on the country singles charts are third only to George Strait, who has 44, and Conway Twitty, who has 40. Hager was the recipient of 2 Grammys and was the only California-born inductee in the Country Music Hall of Fame. The singer is survived by his 5th wife, Teresa Ann Lane, and his 6 children. Celebrities took to social media to share their memories in regards to Merle Haggard. Carrie Underwood tweeted, "Love and prayers for the Haggard family. Merle was a pioneer, a true entertainer, a legend. There will never be another like him." Beatle Ringo Starr tweeted, "God bless Merle Haggard. Peace and love to all his family. Merle was a hero of mine. Peace and love." Michael Moore, the documentary filmmaker, tweeted, "Merle died today. He was such a sweet man, a good soul. He didn't trust authority or those who got rich off the suffering of others. Truly love." Reese Witherspoon tweeted, "Sad to have lost this country music legend. Hashtag Merle Haggard. Hashtag RIP." Larry King tweeted, "A bit of Americana dies with Merle Haggard's passing. Storyteller, singer, rebel, icon. Hero to the comment man and inspiration to many artists." Patton Oswalt tweeted, "Merle Haggard is on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where he's bound. Hashtag RIP Merle Haggard." Larry the Cable Guy tweeted, "RIP Merle Haggard to all my friends in Sanford, Florida. We have many memories with Hag on in the background. Tonight we play Silver Wings in salute." John Green tweeted, "At my wedding, my mother and I danced to a Merle Haggard song, and what a song. Godspeed Merle." Darius Rucker tweeted, Heaven's Band just got better. RIP to the legendary at Merle Haggard. Your music will never die. Martina McBride tweeted, "Just heard the news. I'm so sad. I don't even know what else to say." Hillary Scott tweeted, you are a cornerstone of country music at Merle Haggard. You will be missed greatly. Praying for the Haggard family. Charles Eston tweeted, "Thank you at Merle Haggard for the gift of your great music. Thank you, God, for the gift of the great Merle Haggard. RIP." John Rich tweeted, "Mighty Merle Haggard was the greatest country songwriter of all time. We shared many great memories, and I will miss him. Hashtag Merle Haggard." SNL's Addie Bryan tweeted, "Every family road trip we ever took was to the tune of Merle Haggard." Jake Owens tweeted, "Nobody ever sang a song with the heart and emotion that at Merle Haggard did. No wonder it's raining today. Even God is crying." Diane Warren tweeted, "RIP Merle, losing a lot of greats this year." Dan Rather tweeted, "In honor for my friend Merle Haggard, there's never been anyone quite like him. May he rest in peace. Hashtag RIP Merle." Johnny Knoxville tweeted, "We lost an American original. RIP Merle Haggard. Today was his birthday, too." Casey Musgraves tweeted, "I think I'll just stay here and drink," referring to one of his songs. Trisha Yearwood tweeted, "Rest in peace, Hag, one of a kind, and the definition of legend." Josh Turner tweets, "Pains me to say that country music icon at Merle Haggard has passed away. So honored to have known him and shared the stage with him." Roseanne Cash tweeted, "Heartbroken. Hashtag Merle Haggard." Leanne Rhymes tweeted, "Saddened by the loss of Merle. We lost a badass man, a great poet. I love you, Merle. Prayer for his family. RIP." Dirk Bentley tweeted, "Literally just fell to the floor. Can't believe we lost the Hag. RIP Merle Haggard." Ron Howard tweeted, "RIP at Merle Haggard. I had the privilege of acting with him, a fun and gracious man who always had a mandolin or guitar nearby." Sheryl Crow tweeted, "The world will not be the same without at Merle Haggard in it. Voice of reason, good man, true American artist, and original. RIP. Hashtag Merle Haggard." Luke Bryan tweeted, "A true hero was lost today. Thank you for your contribution to not only country music, but all music. Hashtag Merle Haggard." The band Perry tweeted, "His are the footsteps we follow in. Rest in peace, Merle." Jason Aldean tweeted, "Extremely sad to hear of the passing of one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Merle Haggard." Brad Paisley tweeted, "There are no words to describe the loss and sorrow felt within all of music with the passing of Merle Haggard. Thank God for his life and songs." Willie Nelson said in a statement to Entertainment Weekly, "He was my brother, my friend. I will miss him." Toby Keith wrote, "The greatest singer-songwriter of my lifetime is gone. Thanks for the music and friendship. R.I.P. Hag." Justin Timberlake posted a caption and a photo of Merle Haggard, writing, "On February 21st, 2010, I had the blessing of meeting and spending time with this man before his show at the Rosemont Theater in Chicago, Illinois. He let me photograph him backstage a couple of hours before he went on stage to a beloved crowd and took them to church. I got him to laugh at a joke at this very moment. My grandfather was one of his hugest fans, as am I, so this was a very special day for me. The country music world has lost a legend and a hell of a man. Hashtag RIP Merle Haggard." Ryan Reynolds and 20th Century Fox have reportedly completed negotiations for Deadpool 2, officially signing on the actor for another round as raunchy mercenary Wade Wilson. While Reynolds first made $2 million upfront for the R-rated superhero film's first installment, this new deal will secure a higher initial payout for the actor, according to Heroic Hollywood. No details regarding the new contract have been revealed as of yet. Filming for the sequel will begin sometime this fall. Marvel's Deadpool earned a whopping $754,530,050 at the global box office after its mid-February release, surpassing The Matrix Reloaded as the highest-grossing R-rated flick in history. The film cost $58 million to produce. Regarding the new Deadpool's success, the director, who brought a watered-down version of the character to the big screen for X-Men's Origins Wolverine, Gavin Hood, told Cinema Blend, "Freedom of expression was to blame." Despite having Reynolds portray the missionary in the 2009 PG-13 flick, the character seemed nothing like the Deadpool from this year's film. Hood said, "I think the character works so well now because the character is allowed to be who the character really is, unencumbered by, PG-13 requirements and a great deal of marketing debate. I think the fact that the filmmakers kind of made a film below the radar, and I happen to know a little bit, only because my production designer from Enster Games, Sean Halfworth, is a fantastic designer, was the designer for Deadpool." He also added, "And more credit to the filmmakers and to Ryan that they took control of their character and got on and let Ryan do the film. Deadpool is a motor-mouth, foul-mouth character, and it's very difficult with these big movies too when you have to work with certain parameters that are set by studio heads." Walt Disney Pictures has released the first official trailer for Steven Spielberg's upcoming giant fantasy film, The BFG. The clip, released Tuesday, features an orphan named Sophie, played by Ruby Barnhill, who discovers a towering giant voiced by Mark Rylance, who takes her on a journey to the fantastical land of Giant Country. When asked why he chose Sophie, the giant explains, "Because I hears your lonely heart." Once in Giant Country, Sophie and the BFG, the big friendly giant, are confronted by a group of fellow giants consisting of Blood Botterer, played by Bill Hader, and French Lump Eater, played by Jermaine Clement, who threatens Sophie's life. The synopsis reads, "Sophie's presence in Giant Country has attracted the unwanted attention of the other giants, who have become increasingly more bothersome. Sophie and the BFG soon depart for London to see Queen Victoria, played by Penelope Wilton, and warn her of the precarious giant situation, but they must convince the Queen and her maid Mary, played by Rebecca Hall, that giants do indeed exist," it continues. Based on the classic children's book by Ronald Dahl, the film marks the second collaboration for Rylance and Spielberg, who last worked together on 2015's Bridge of Spies, which earned the actor an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Sherlock screenwriter and cast member Mark Gatiss confirmed Wednesday that production has begun on Season 4 of the contemporary detective drama. In a post for the British show's Facebook page reads, "It begins filming for Series 4 is underway. Hashtag 221 back." The message accompanied a brief video clip featuring Gatiss, who plays Mycroft Holmes, holding a black and white clacker and declaring, "We're back, the game is on." The series stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman as sleuths Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. Season 3 wrapped in January 2014. A one-off TV movie starring Cumberbatch and Freeman and set in Victoria, London, aired this past January. The late Gary Shanley voiced a considerate Porcupine in Disney's upcoming live-action remake of The Jungle Book ahead of his death last month. Now director Jon Favreau is speaking out about the late comedian's influence on himself and the project, calling him a beloved mentor to many in the film industry. Favreau said in a statement to USA Today, "He's always been a friend, not just to myself, but to many people in the filmmaking industry. He's quietly been a mentor to so many people. You're only seeing it now with the outpouring of affection. You're seeing how many people's lives he actually touched." Calling him a genius, Favreau explained how Shanley helped beef up his own projects. He recounted even on Iron Man 2 he would show up to offer joke punch-ups. Their friendship ultimately prompted the director to encourage Shanley to take a voice acting role in Jungle Book. Favreau said it would take a lot of doing to get him to do something. He tended to want to operate behind the scenes. I asked him to do this role. I told him it was a porcupine. He thought it compiled a certain emotional point of view when he was protective, defensive, and scared of hurting others. He brought this really interesting take on this character that wasn't in the 1967 film, but was actually one of the original characters from Rudyard Kipling. Shanley became specifically attached to the project, Favreau said, saying he frequently returned to the studio to make it better. Just weeks before his death, Shanley recorded new jokes for his porcupine character and received the opportunity to see an early version of the already critically acclaimed movie. Shanley unexpectedly died on March 24th following a medical emergency. He was 66 years old. NBC has renewed its Friday night drama series Grimm for a sixth season. The announcement was made Tuesday by Jennifer Salk, the president of NBC Entertainment. Salk said in a statement, "We absolutely love what our producers and cast have accomplished over the past 5 seasons. They have created a whole new world of creatures and have a truly devoted fan base. We can't wait to see what comes next." An NBC press release noted, as the nefarious forces of Black Cloud take the hold of Portland, Nick must take a stand to protect his city and those closest to him, especially his childhood Adeline. It will take the full force of Nick and his allies to find a way to bring the Western uprising to a halt. Now that Captain Sean Renard is poised to make his move to power, his allegiance to Nick will be tested, and he will consider drastic measures to ensure his place of authority. The first image for the upcoming Netflix original series DreamWorks' Troll Hunters was released Wednesday. The artwork shows 2 silhouettes, one of a sword-wielding human and the other an enormous horned creature bathed in the light of a full moon. Set to debut later this year, the Guillermo del Toro-created show will unleash a new fantastical world wrapped around the residents of the fictional suburb of Arcadia, who make a startling discovery that the world beneath their hometown is as vast and mind-blowing as anything on the surface, a press release said. No vocal cast has yet been announced. Television producer Dick Wolf is developing Law & Order True Crime, The Menendez Brothers Murders, the first installment of a new anthology series. NBC says the 8-episode drama will focus on brothers Lyle and Eric Menendez, who were convicted of murdering their parents and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole in 1996. No casting has yet been announced. Jennifer Salk, the president of NBC Entertainment, said in a statement Wednesday, "We've been talking with Dick about how to create an event series coming out of the Law & Order ripped from the headlines brand. This case captured the public's attention like nothing before it, as it examined taboo issues such as patricide and matricide in gruesome details, all against a backdrop of privilege and wealth. We will recreate the cultural and societal surroundings of both the murders and trials when people were not only obsessed with the case, but examining how and why these brothers committed these heinous crimes." Wolf added, "Bob, Jen, and I have been focusing on the natural evolution of the Law & Order brand for the last several years and are excited to extend the franchise with a scripted limited anthology series that focuses on a high-profile trial. There's no shortage of compelling real-life criminals cases, and the Menendez trial was more scintillating than most crime fiction." The premiere episode of the second installment in the period drama Outlander will be made available starting Thursday exclusively to Starz subscribers on the new streaming Starz app and Starz.com. Season 2 will have its television premiere Sunday. It is based on the second of 8 books by Diana Gabaldon's international best-selling Outlander series entitled Dragonfly in Amber. The screen adaptation is executive produced by Ronald D. Moore and stars Katarina Balfe and Sam Heughan as Claire and Jamie. The synopsis says the 13-episode second installment of Outlander begins as Claire and Jamie arrive in France, hell-bent on infiltrating the Jacobite rebellion led by Prince Charles Stuart and stopping the Battle of Culloden. With the help of his cousin Jared, a local wine merchant, Jamie and Claire are thrown into the lavish world of French society, where intrigues and parties are abundant but political gains prove far less fruitful. Altering the course of history presents challenges that begins to weigh on the very fabric of their relationship. However, armed with the knowledge of what lies ahead, Claire and Jamie must race to prevent a doomed Highland uprising and the extinction of Scottish life as they know it. Rob Kardashian didn't skimp when it came to Blac Chyna's engagement ring. The 29-year-old reality star's friend Ben Baller, who designed the ring, revealed Kardashian paid about $325,000 for the 7-carat diamond sparkler in an interview with E! News. Ben Baller said of Blac Chyna, she loves it. $325,000 is pretty close to what Rob paid, but it could have been a lot more because of the clarity. It's hard to manipulate that kind of radiance on a diamond. He revealed Rob paid for it himself. He called me about a week ago and he was like, I have some ideas. He said, what can you do for me? I said, trust me, and he agreed. The jeweler added, what they have is genuine. It happened fast, but it's real. Rob is generally happy again. The old Rob is back. He's a prankster, and he's happy, and he's funny. He's back to the old Rob, and I'm glad to see it. Kardashian and Blac Chyna got engaged Monday and celebrated with Blac Chyna's mom at a strip club the same night. The couple announced their engagement by posting a photo of the ring with the caption, yes, the next day. Ben Baller wrote on Instagram, congrats to @Rob Kardashian and @Blac Chyna on getting engaged. Rob, I've never seen you this happy before, and I've known you since we were a teenager. He also added, I'm glad you came to your day one, homie, to get this massive ring for your lady. You know I don't play when it comes to diamonds. God bless. #7carats. #VVS. #IFandanko. Kardashian and Blac Chyna were first linked in January and have been inseparable since. The reality star's family has yet to comment on the engagement, although Blac Chyna's ex-fiancé Tigges said he is happy for the couple in a series of tweets yesterday. Janet Jackson has again postponed the European leg of her Unbreakable tour, this time to start a family with her husband. The 49-year-old singer took to Twitter early Wednesday to announce her plans to delay the concert, explaining she and Wissam Al-Manan are expecting their family. Are planning to expand their family, actually. She said in a clip uploaded to Twitter, we're in the second leg of the tour, and I thought it was important that you'd be the first to know. My husband and I are planning our family, so I'm going to have to delay the tour. Please, if you could try and understand, that's important that I do this now. I have to rest up. Doctor's orders. She added before thanking her dancers, crew, and Live Nation, I will continue the tour as soon as I possibly can. Jackson most recently canceled existing dates of the European leg of her tour in early March after delaying her North American tour last year to undergo surgery for an undisclosed illness. She was scheduled to return to the tour on March 30th. Jackson married Qatari businessman Alman in 2012. Rihanna focused on the power of being oneself during her acceptance speech at BET's Black Girls Rock Awards ceremony. The work singer was the night's Rockstar Award winner Friday for her long and successful pop and R&B career. Rihanna said upon receiving the award statuette, I believe God put us all here for a reason, and we all have our purpose, and we are here to fulfill our purpose individually. I think the thing that keeps me sane, that thing that keeps me humble, the thing that keeps me successful is being myself. I only know how to do that. The singer, currently on her anti-world tour, followed the release of her 8th studio album, also joked about being a role model, a title she said is not often connected to her bad girl persona. She said, tonight is so important to me because I think I can inspire a lot of young women to be themselves, and that is half the battle. That is it. Just be yourself. It's the easiest thing you can be. All girls rock, black girls, we just on another level. Beyonce has finally spoken out against those labeling her anti-police in a rare interview with Elle magazine ahead of the debut of her new fashion line. The Ivy Park co-founder set the record straight regarding rumors she stood as an anti-law enforcement symbol after the release of her Formation music video, which featured politically charged imagery confronting police brutality. Knowles said during her interview with Ellie's Tamar Gutzman, I'm an artist, and I think the most powerful art is usually misunderstood, but anyone who perceives my message as anti-police police is completely mistaken. Her controversial Formation music video and subsequent Super Bowl 50 halftime show in February prompted pushbacks from law enforcement labor unions who threatened to protest their role as security during her Formation World Tour shows. Knowles added, "I have so much admiration and respect for the officers and the families of officers who sacrifice themselves to keep us safe. But let's be clear, I'm against police brutality and injustice. Those are two separate things." She also targeted racist undertones and criticisms against her, adding, "If I'm celebrating my roots and culture during Black History Month made anyone uncomfortable, those feelings were there long before a video and long before me. I'm proud of what we've created, and I'm proud to be a part of the conversation that's pushing things forward in a positive way." Knowles recently teased the debut of her upcoming athleisure fashion line, Ivy Park, which was developed in collaboration with Topshop. Of the line, the single lady singer said she won't believe its launch was real until I see women at the gym, in the park, on the street wearing the collection, sweating it, in it, and loving it. Ivy Park will become available for sale April 14th. And here are the top 10 songs on the Billboard for the week of April 16th. Number 10, Work From Home, Fifth Harmony featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Number 9, Mike Posner with I Took a Pill in Ibiza. Number 8, G-Eazy and Beba Rexha with Me, Myself, and I. Number 7, 21 Pilots with Stress Out. Number 6, Flo Rida with My House. Number 5, Justin Bieber with Love Yourself. Number 4, Zayn Malik with Pillow Talk. Number 3, Meghan Trainor with No. Number 2, Lucas Graham with 7 Years. And the number 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 singles charts for the week of April 16th, Rihanna featuring Drake with Work. And let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1970, John Wayne wins Best Actor Oscar. The legendary actor John Wayne wins his first and only acting Academy Award for his star turn in the director Henry Hathaway's Western True Grit. Wayne appeared in some 150 movies over the course of his long and storied career. He established his tough, rugged, unique American screen persona most vividly in the many acclaimed films he made for director John Ford and Howard Hawks from the late 1940s into the early 1960s. He earned his first Oscar nomination in the Best Actor category for Sands of Iwo Jima in 1949, The Alamo in 1960, which Wayne produced, directed, and starred in, earned a Best Picture nomination. Wayne's Oscar for True Grit at the 42nd Annual Academy Awards in 1970 was generally considered to be a largely sentimental win and a long overdue reward for one of Hollywood's most enduring performers. The Academy had failed to even nominate Wayne for any of his celebrated performances in films such as Stagecoach in 1939, Red River in 1948, The Quiet Man 1952, The Man Who Shot Liberty Vance in 1962, and especially Ford's The Searchers in 1956, considered by many to be the greatest Western ever made. In True Grit, Wayne portrayed a drunken, fire-tempered, but endearing U.S. Marshal named Rooster Cogburn, who becomes an unlikely hero who helps a young girl avenge the murder of her father. He would reprise the role in the film's sequel, Rooster Cogburn, 1975, opposite Katharine Hepburn. Nominated for 7 Oscars at the 42nd Annual Academy Awards ceremony that night, John Schillinger's gritty urban drama Midnight Cowboy won in the Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay categories. The film starred Jon Voight and Dustin Hoffman were both nominated in the Best Actor category but lost out to Wayne. Richard Burton as King Henry VIII in Anne of the Thousand Days and Peter O'Toole as the beloved schoolmaster Arthur Chipping in Goodbye Mr. Chips rounded out the category. It was the fourth of what would be 8 career nominations and no wins for O'Toole. In 1964, Wayne battled lung cancer, undergoing surgery to remove his entire left lung. He went public with news of his illness in hope to convincing people to remain vigilant about cancer. In his last movie, The Shootist, in 1976, Wayne portrayed an aging gunfighting dying of cancer. 3 years later, the great actor himself succumbed to stomach cancer at the age of 72 on June 11, 1979. And as your entertainment report for Thursday, April 7th, 2016, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.